America is home to countless iconic landmarks and attractions, drawing millions of tourists from around the globe every year. But not all of these destinations live up to the hype. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most disappointing tourist attractions in the USA, whether it's due to long lines, high costs, or just plain underwhelming experiences. Number 10. The Alamo, Texas. The Alamo is an iconic symbol of Texas history, known for the famous battle in 1836, where a small group of Texan defenders held out against the Mexican army. But while it's a site of significant historical importance, not every visitor leaves feeling satisfied. First up, let's talk about expectations versus reality. Many people imagine the Alamo as a grand, sprawling battlefield. In reality, the Alamo is much smaller than you might expect. The main chapel is the most recognizable part, but it's not the massive structure that some anticipate. The Alamo is situated right in the heart of downtown San Antonio. It's surrounded by modern buildings, busy streets, and tourist attractions. This urban setting can detract from the historical ambience that many visitors hope for. Speaking of tourist attractions, the commercialized atmosphere can be a letdown for some. Around the Alamo, you'll find plenty of souvenir shops, restaurants, and street vendors. While this can be fun, it can also make the historic site feel a bit like a tourist trap, rather than a solemn place of remembrance. The Alamo is one of Texas's top tourist destinations, which means it can get very crowded, especially during peak tourist season. So, while the Alamo is undoubtedly a crucial piece of American history, it's important to manage expectations when planning your visit. Understanding these potential drawbacks can help you prepare and make the most out of your trip. Number 9. Atlantic City, New Jersey. Atlantic City, known for its stunning beaches, iconic boardwalk, and vibrant nightlife, Atlantic City is a gem on the East Coast. The Atlantic City Boardwalk is the oldest in the United States and stretches for 5.5 miles along the beach. Atlantic City was once the crown jewel of East Coast entertainment, but today, many areas show signs of neglect. Some hotels and attractions feel outdated and in need of a major facelift. The city has faced significant economic challenges over the years, leading to shuttered businesses and a sense of decline in certain neighborhoods. Safety is another concern for some visitors. Certain areas of the city can feel unsafe, particularly at night. This can detract from the overall experience and make tourists feel uneasy. Prices in Atlantic City can be steep, from hotel rooms to dining and entertainment. Many tourists feel that what you get for your money doesn't always match the cost, especially when compared to other destinations. The experience in Atlantic City is often weather-dependent. The boardwalk and beach are main attractions, but bad weather can put a damper on your visit. Rainy or cold days can leave you with few indoor options. Parking and traffic can be a nightmare, especially during peak season. High parking fees and congested streets can add stress to your visit, making it less enjoyable. So there you have it. Atlantic City has its charms, but it's not for everyone. Number 8. Fisherman's Wharf, San Francisco. Fisherman's Wharf is one of San Francisco's most famous tourist spots, known for its waterfront attractions, seafood, and stunning views of the bay. But despite its popularity, not everyone leaves feeling satisfied. First up, let's talk about the crowds. Fisherman's Wharf is a major tourist hub, which means it's often packed with people. Navigating through throngs of visitors can be overwhelming and detract from the overall experience. While the wharf has its charming spots, much of it feels like a tourist trap. You'll find countless souvenir shops, street vendors, and chain restaurants that can make the area feel more like a commercial zone than an authentic San Francisco neighborhood. Everything from food to souvenirs tends to be on the expensive side. Visitors often feel that they're paying a premium for a mediocre experience. A simple seafood meal can cost a small fortune here. Fisherman's Wharf is right on the bay, but the views are often obstructed by buildings, boats, and tourist infrastructure. For better vistas, you might be better off heading to other spots like the Golden Gate Bridge or Twin Peaks. While some street performers are entertaining, others can be aggressive, and there are often people trying to sell you things or ask for donations. So, while Fisherman's Wharf is a must-see for many visitors to San Francisco, it's important to manage your expectations. Number 7. Graceland, Tennessee. Graceland, the home of Elvis Presley, is a landmark of rock and roll history. It's a pilgrimage site for fans from around the world, but despite its fame, not everyone leaves with a smile. Visiting Graceland can be quite expensive. Ticket prices for the full experience, including the mansion, museums, and planes, can run upwards of $75 per person. For families or groups, this can add up quickly, and some visitors feel they don't get enough value for the price. Graceland attracts over 500,000 visitors each year, which means it can get very crowded, especially during peak season. Long lines and packed rooms can make it hard to fully enjoy the experience. The tours are mostly self-guided with an audio guide. While this allows for some flexibility, it can also feel impersonal. Without a live guide to bring the history to life, some visitors find the experience lacking in depth and engagement. For many visitors, especially younger ones who didn't grow up during Elvis's heyday, the emotional connection might not be as strong. The area around Graceland is heavily commercialized, with numerous gift shops, themed restaurants, and attractions all vying for your attention and your money. This can make the visit feel more like a business venture than a homage to Elvis's legacy. Number 6. Grand Canyon, Arizona. The Grand Canyon is one of the most famous natural landmarks in the world, known for its breathtaking views and immense size. But despite its awe-inspiring beauty, not every visitor leaves feeling completely satisfied. The Grand Canyon attracts millions of visitors each year, especially during peak seasons like summer and holidays. Popular viewpoints like Mather Point can be packed with tourists, making it difficult to find a quiet spot to enjoy the view or take photos without others in the frame. The Grand Canyon's weather can change rapidly. You might encounter rain, fog, or even snow, which can obscure the views and make hiking trails slippery and dangerous. Some visitors find themselves disappointed when their long-awaited visit is marred by poor weather conditions. Hiking in the Grand Canyon is not for the faint of heart. The trails can be steep, rocky, and strenuous. For those not prepared for a physically demanding experience, the hikes can be exhausting and even dangerous. Apart from sightseeing and hiking, there aren't a lot of activities at the Grand Canyon. If you're not into outdoor adventures or geological wonders, you might find yourself quickly running out of things to do. While the Grand Canyon is home to diverse wildlife, spotting animals can be hit or miss. Many visitors hope to see iconic species like bighorn sheep or California condors, but these encounters are not guaranteed and can be rare. So, while the Grand Canyon is undoubtedly a natural wonder and worth visiting, it's important to manage your expectations. Number 5. Times Square, New York. Times Square, often referred to as the crossroads of the world, is an iconic symbol of New York City, known for its dazzling lights, Broadway shows, and bustling atmosphere. But despite its fame, not every visitor leaves with a sense of wonder. Times Square is one of the busiest pedestrian areas in the world, attracting millions of visitors each year. The sidewalks are often packed with people, making it challenging to walk around comfortably, especially during peak tourist seasons. Times Square is a mecca for advertising, with towering billboards and flashing neon lights vying for your attention at every turn. While this spectacle can be exciting at first, it can also feel overwhelming and detract from the area's natural beauty. Times Square is home to numerous restaurants, shops, and attractions, many of which come with hefty price tags. Dining and shopping here can quickly eat into your budget, leaving some visitors feeling like they didn't get good value for their money. Times Square is notorious for its gridlocked traffic, with honking horns and exhaust fumes filling the air. Navigating through the sea of cars and taxis can be stressful and time-consuming, especially for pedestrians trying to cross the street. Times Square is known for its concrete jungle vibe, with limited green spaces or natural areas for relaxation. For some visitors, the absence of parks or gardens can make the area feel claustrophobic and devoid of tranquility. So, while Times Square is undeniably a must-see destination for many visitors to New York City, it's important to manage your expectations. Number 4. Roswell, New Mexico. Roswell, New Mexico, a place famous for its alleged UFO sightings and extraterrestrial lore. Roswell attracts thousands of visitors every year. But is it worth the trip? First up, let's talk expectations. Roswell's reputation has been built up by decades of pop culture, from movies and TV shows to countless conspiracy theories. Many visitors arrive expecting to find a place teeming with UFO activity and alien encounters. The reality? It's a small desert town with a few themed attractions. Aside from the UFO Museum, Roswell doesn't have a lot of other major tourist spots. The Area 51 themed shops and diners can be fun for a quick visit, but they often feel more like gimmicks than genuine experiences. Roswell is in the middle of the desert, which means it gets extremely hot, especially in the summer months. For some tourists, the intense heat can put a damper on their visit. Another point of contention for many visitors is the commercialization. While Roswell embraces its alien lore, some tourists feel the town exploits it too much. Everywhere you turn, there are alien-themed shops, restaurants, and even streetlights. Roswell isn't exactly a bustling metropolis. If you're hoping for a lively nightlife or a variety of activities to keep you entertained after dark, you might be disappointed. Number 3. Plymouth Rock, Massachusetts. Plymouth Rock is celebrated as the landing site of the Mayflower Pilgrims in 1620. But here's the catch. There's no historical evidence that the Pilgrims actually stepped on this particular rock. The rock was identified as the landing site over a century later, in 1741, based on the testimony of a 94-year-old man who claimed his father told him the story. Many visitors come expecting to see a massive, impressive boulder marking the landing spot of the Pilgrims. The reality? It's surprisingly small and often leaves tourists scratching their heads, wondering if they've found the right spot. Plymouth Rock itself doesn't offer much to do. Once you've seen the rock, there are only a few nearby attractions related to the Pilgrim history. Despite its small size and questionable significance, Plymouth Rock draws a lot of tourists, which can make for a crowded and less enjoyable visit. Number 2. Niagara Falls, New York. It's one of the most famous natural wonders in the world. His iconic destination is famous for its stunning beauty, thrilling attractions, and unique experiences. Niagara Falls is a major tourist hotspot, attracting millions of visitors each year. While the sheer number of people speaks to its popularity, it can also make for a crowded and less enjoyable experience. Whether it's a meal at a restaurant or a ticket to one of the many attractions like the Maid of the Mist or the Cave of the Winds, be prepared to spend more than you might expect. For budget-conscious travelers, this can be a big letdown. There's the ongoing debate, the American side versus the Canadian side. While the American side offers some great up-close experiences, the panoramic views from the Canadian side are often deemed more spectacular. If you're only visiting the American side, you might feel like you're missing out. There are some parks and walking trails, but beyond that, the entertainment options can feel lacking compared to the more bustling Canadian side, which offers casinos, theaters, and a wider variety of dining and shopping experiences. Summer months can bring intense crowds and humidity, while winter can be bitterly cold and icy, sometimes making it challenging to enjoy outdoor activities. Rain and mist can also obscure the views, adding to the potential disappointment. Number 1. Hollywood Walk of Fame, California. The Hollywood Walk of Fame is one of Los Angeles' most iconic, worldwide attracting millions of visitors each year. The Hollywood Walk of Fame was conceived in the 1950s by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce to celebrate the achievements of the entertainment industry. Hollywood Walk of Fame is overcrowding. The sidewalks are packed with tourists, making it hard to take photos or even walk comfortably. The sheer number of people can make the experience feel chaotic and less enjoyable. Safety can be a concern, especially at night. The area around the Walk of Fame can attract a lot of homeless individuals and has higher crime rates than some visitors are comfortable with, which can be unsettling. Many visitors expect Hollywood glamour, but find the reality quite different. The Walk of Fame is essentially a busy urban sidewalk with a lot of ordinary shops and buildings, which can feel anticlimactic. Everything around the Walk of Fame is pricey, from food and drinks to souvenirs. Many visitors feel that the high costs don't match the quality of the experience. The area is filled with street performers and costumed characters, which can be fun but also overwhelming. Some are quite aggressive in asking for tips, and vendors constantly trying to sell you things can get tiring. So, there you have it. The Hollywood Walk of Fame has its moments, but it might not live up to the glitz and glamour you're expecting. While these attractions are famous, they might not live up to everyone's expectations. Have you visited any of these spots? What was your experience like? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more travel tips and honest reviews. Until next time, safe travels.